Greetings, everyone. I'm Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of The Listening Room here on October 31st, Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. I figure it's the end of the month. I got CDs sitting all over the place that I've been scampering to listen to, and I figured, let me share with you my misery. No, it's actually not misery. It's fun. It's just trying to keep up with listening to all the stuff I need to listen to and then stuff I want to listen to just to listen to because I want to listen to them. Always a challenge. There's always so much to do, always so many things to digest and whatnot. But that's what makes being a music fan so much fun, right? There's never a shortage of things to check out, and you never know that next thing you listen to that you pick up that gets sent to you could be a new favorite album, right? So let's show you some of the things I have been checking out of late. Starting off with, if you were watching a very recent episode of the UK Connection, you probably saw Stephen, and maybe both Stephen and Simon. I'm trying to remember if both of them had this, but we talked about it, and I was kind of looking at it and saying, oh, I need to get that. Girlschool, The Bronze Years. 4 CD box set. Yes, of course. This includes Demolition, Hit and Run, Screaming Blue Murder, and Play Dirty. All in like a little clamshell case. Who released this? Is this Universal Music Corporation? Oh, it's a cherry red kind of thing. So you get the booklet, and of course, all the discs housed in little like mini LP replica sleeves, right? So definitely cool stuff. Honestly, these are the first ever albums I have ever had from Girlschool. It's just one of those bands that I just never went and bought any of their stuff. Very cool. I do agree. Hit and Run is probably the best out of the four of these, but they all have really good stuff on it. Very cool band. Very cool band, Girlschool. New wave of British heavy metal. Sort of legends, right? They don't get talked about enough. I have been also kind of in anticipation of an upcoming Talkin' Jazz episode we're doing, but more so it's just been a lifelong thing of mine to gobble up anything Miles Davis that I can get my hands on, specifically like the many live recordings that keep getting released, and ones that I've missed over the years. So I've been just getting as many additional Miles Davis live sets as possible. So I picked up the Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall, and this is from a 1961 performance, May 19, 1961. Hank Mobley, Wynton Kelly, Paul Chambers, Jimmy Cobb, with the Gil Evans 21-piece orchestra. Very, very cool stuff. I've been wanting this for ages, and I just finally said, you know what? Reading a recent Miles Davis book on Bitches Brew kind of got me back into the Miles bug once again. I'm like, all right, so now we're going off the deep end, going down that rabbit hole once again. I picked up, not that I needed another one, but you can never have enough recordings from the Fillmore. This is Miles Davis live at the Fillmore East, March 7th, 1970. It's about that time. So, of course, this is the lineup that includes Miles, along with Chick Corea, Dave Holland, Jack DeJohnette, Airto Moreira, and Wayne Shorter. Excellent stuff. I have quite a few Miles recordings from the Fillmore East and West at various shows, various years and whatnot. This is excellent, really good. I picked up a studio record, which I did not have. Someday My Prince Will Come. Excellent stuff here. This, of course, features Philly Joe Jones, Jimmy Cobb, Paul Chambers, Wynton Kelly, Hank Mobley, John Coltrane. Excellent, excellent stuff. And this also fits in very well with those kind of like late 50s, early 60s recordings. Excellent stuff. I may have shown this on a previous episode, I'm not really sure, but you're going to see him again. So the Miles Davis Quintet. This is a nice little 4-pack, which has 4 classic albums. So on here you get Cooking with the Miles Davis Quintet, you got Relaxing with the Miles Davis Quintet, Working with the Miles Davis Quintet, and Steamin' with the Miles Davis Quintet. 4-on-1 collection. Really good. You can get this for fairly cheap. It's well worth getting. There's some of these cool box sets. They're like the bootleg series, right? Which I'm just starting to pick up. This is volume 7, That's What Happened, featuring live recordings from 1982 to 1985. So this is shortly after Miles's kind of like disappearance, hiatus from the scene, where he gets back together with some really cool folks in the band. You'll get Mike Stern and John Schofield and all sorts of other cool cats. And here you have a 3-disc set with all sorts of cool stuff, and the highlight here is the Live in Montreal show from July 7th, 1983, which is just absolutely killer. Really, really cool set here. I also got this amazing set right here, which is called Miles in France, 1963 and 1964, the Miles Davis Quintet Bootleg Series Volume 8. So this is basically the end of one version of the Classic 60s Quintet into the Classic 60s Quintet. So here, of course, you got Herbie Hancock and Wayne Shorter and Tony Williams, Ron Carter, George Coleman plays on the first few sets here, and then he had left the band, and then of course Wayne Shorter comes in. So you got kind of both versions, one with Coleman, one with Shorter. The rest of the band killer. This is really, really good. All sorts of great stuff there. Now I picked this up, and I probably should have waited because they're releasing the full Plug Nickel from Chicago on CD. They're reissuing it once again as like an 8-disc set with the whole weekend's worth of music. So I went and got this like a bridged 2-disc collection of some of the best stuff from that weekend. I'm going to go out and get the other one, right? It's being released in January, so I have it sitting there. I'm ready to pull the trigger on it. But this is a 2-disc set with some of the best stuff from the weekend, but not all of it. It's like a little collection. Yeah, this will be going to another home at some point once I get the big banana. Here is Miles Davis, Saturday Night at the Black Hawk in San Francisco. The complete Saturday night performance. This is a 2-disc set. Very, very cool. Pick this up used. All right, that's all the Miles Davis stuff. Let's move on to other things. So many of you also have become aware that I have been going and collecting a lot of Bee Gees stuff. I've always had a soft spot for the Bee Gees, but I was only ever really familiar with the pop and disco and funk stuff from the late 70s, early 80s, which I always really liked, right? It's not that I'm a huge disco fan by any means, but I always really liked the Bee Gees. But I always heard so much about their like kind of pop and psychedelic stuff from the 60s and the early 70s, and I finally said, you know what, I'm just going to go start down that rabbit hole. So I've been going out and we're going to do a top 10 Bee Gees album ranking very, very soon. Simon Bray and Grant Arthur and I are going to be doing that, but I've been picking up albums like Horizontal. This is all really cool stuff. If you love the Beatles, it's just not the Beatles. It's like the Beatles meets the Moody Blues. Very, very cool. Cucumber Castle. Here we have Travelgar, or however the hell you say that. Idea. It's amazing how many albums they have, too. It's crazy. Their first. This is a very cool album. Bee Gees' first. Very psychedelic. But again, it's like this kind of psychedelic pop thing. And then we get some real classic stuff here. So 2 Years On. Awesome stuff. Another classic here, Odessa. Very cool album. Again, some of and this early stuff sounds nothing like the disco era. Nothing. I mean, you can hear some of the seeds, but I mean, it's a totally different beast altogether. Here we have Living Eyes. Really cool album. This was from, what year was this released in? I don't know. I forget. Too many things. Early 80s, I believe. And this is Main Course, another one of their classic records. This is right on the cusp of the disco era, so you do get some disco stuff on here. Nights on Broadway is on here. Jive Talkin's on here. So there's a lot of other really cool songs, but this is kind of like where one era is bleeding over into the next. One of their great albums right there. I picked this up just for the hell of it, so you can have like a shit ton of songs on one set, but the Ultimate Bee Gees, which is like a more updated version of another collection that I had, which I gave to my mom. This is Children of the World. Great album. So again, this is a really strong album from the disco era. It's got You Should Be Dancing and, Love So Right, and, Boogie Child is on here. Children of the World. Really, really great album. And then I like this album a lot. This is Spirits Having Flown. Again, it's got Tragedy on it. It's one of my favorite Bee Gees songs. And then another really, really cool album, Mr. Natural. This has some really, really great songs on it. Again, this is kind of like early on as they're moving into the 70s, right? Really, really good stuff. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff on there, which I like a lot. And it's been really cool getting to know some of this stuff because again, that version of the Bee Gees, not really anything I explored before. All right. So Mr. George Lemie sent me a little box of goodies. First of all, I made him a request because it's this. One of these albums is out of print, and I really, really wanted to get a hold of it, so he did a cool little found the file somewhere, made a little CDR of me for me, and then printed something out. This is the first album from a U.S. kind of pop rock band called Russia. You may have remembered Stephen Reed talking about this on a recent UK connection. This is really, really good. Terrible band name, right? Because, American band calling yourself Russia. It's very strange. But the music is awesome. Really, really good. He also made this for me. This is also out of print. The Aurora Borealis self-titled album with Mitch Demitov. We talked about this on a recent 4 Fusion Friday episode. Killer record. We got the WYSIWYG. What You Sing Is What You Get. Very cool Japanese fusion. Awesome album if you haven't heard it. How about Confusion? Custom made. More awesome fusion stuff. And of course, Waken Eyes, Exodus. Killer stuff. Thank you, George. Appreciate it a lot, as always, my friend. All right, what else we got here? Freddie Hubbard, Gleam. Excellent double album here from the great jazz trumpet player. Ken Golden kind of pushed me into getting that. I'm glad he did. I love this. Emily Remler, Cooking at the Queens. This is a live recording, double disc set from the late, great jazz guitarist Emily Remler. This was recorded live in Las Vegas, 1982 and 1988. What a guitar player this woman was. Holy cow. This is so good. I've been listening to this nonstop of late. Really, really good. What else? How about this? Speaking of more kind of like AOR, pop rock, melodic rock, Lightspeed Delta. They finally put this, I reviewed this, a month and a half ago or something like that here on the channel. They sent me some weird kind of promo thing for it, and then they released this on regular CD now, and got a copy from them. Thank you so much. This is really, really good. Great vocals, and, just really good melodic rock, AOR, pop type stuff. What else? All right, so I've been diving back into the music of Sweden's Greenleaf. And as you know, I reviewed their recent Revolution Rock Deluxe reissue of their first album and first EP, all in one set. Great. But I've also been checking out Rise Above the Meadow. It's a great band, stoner rock band, stoner doom, heavy psych, blues rock type of thing. Great stuff, great riffs. This is the Head and the Habit from 2024. This is their most recent release. And then I've also been listening to Hear the Rivers. Cool album covers too. Just a great band, great riffs, so memorable, so crunchy. And I've got a couple others that I've picked up, I've ordered, but they haven't come in yet because I am planning on doing a Greenleaf album ranking. Yes, no surprise there, right? So there's that. Let's see, what else? What else do I have sitting here? Well, you know what? I've been listening to this latest Coroner like crazy. This is so good. Again, Dissonance Theory is the name of the album. Great stuff. And yes, for those of you who have asked, will we be seeing a Coroner ranking on the channel? No doubt. I got to contact Ralph and see if he wants to do that with me. I'm sure he will, because I know he's a big fan. So that'll be coming up in the not too distant future. Other stuff here. How about this kind of like really cool little, well, it's kind of a boot. I guess it's sort of an official boot from Renaissance Records. I don't know how official their stuff is, but this is Wishbone Ash live at the Capitol Theater, January 19th, 1974. Killer. Absolutely killer. Got Sometime World, Rock and Roll Widow, The King Will Come, Warrior, Blowin' Free, Jailbait, Phoenix, 22 minutes long, and Time Was. Full show. Awesome. Really good recording, too. Great playing. So good. I picked up some stuff from the, what is it called, Long Hair record label that Ken was recently selling a whole bunch of their stuff because they're going out of business, and picked up a bunch of things here. All this kind of cool psychedelic 70s German psych stuff. So here you got Pacific Sound, Forget Your Dream. Love that album cover. Really cool stuff there. What else we got? Oh, hold on. I want to get some more of this stuff from all these Power Man things here. All right, here we go. So I also picked up Etc., Wolfgang Donner's Etc., Knirsch. It's got John Heisman and Larry Coryell on here. It's psychedelic with little bits of kind of crazy jazz rock on here. Awesome stuff there. Here's something a little more rockin'. It's kind of psychedelic hard rock. Judd's Gallery. So some live stuff here. Very cool band. And then guitar player more known for playing jazz, but here is kind of like his psychedelic album. Great guitar player Joe Beck, Nature Boy. Really cool stuff. And also this another kind of cool live thing here. It's live sessions from the band, for example. Right, so if you like it, this is kind of like it's also there's blending of rock and psych and jazz rock on here as well. So very cool stuff from the German psych scene. What else? I'm listening to this a lot. Ari and Anthony Lukason's recent solo record. We got Iron Savior. This is their Machine of the World, reforged, right? So they've been like kind of like re-recording some older stuff. The latest Terra Maze, the Harmony Machine. But listening to this a ton. This is really good, really catchy, kind of AOR tinged prog metal. What else here? Been playing this in the car a lot. The new Sia Saren. Awesome album for you progressive metal fans. Rise of the Ruler by Mob Rules. In fact, I've bought a bunch of Mob Rules things here. Let me pull those out so you can see those. There's never a shortage, folks. Never a shortage. So some of the other Mob Rules I picked up, I got Cannibal Nation, Tales from Beyond, Beast Reborn, and what's this one called? Temple of Two Sons. This is an old Limb Music release. Very cool album covers, right? So yeah, there's that as well. What else? New Glenn Hughes, Chosen, has been in constant play here over the last few days. The New Testament, right? Parabellum. The new and latest and last from Ring Von Mobius, Firebrand. The new Amorphous, Borderland. Listen to this a ton. Domination by Primal Fear. I am the Primal Fear. Love it. Oh, so good. I'm really into this new Royal Sorrow. For those of you who did not bother to watch the review I posted yesterday, you really need to check this out. Really, really good band. Progressive metal band from Finland. Very, very memorable, tuneful stuff. Excellent there. The new Giobia, Exaon. Great space rock from Italy. What else? New Gotham. Right, new Phantom Spell. I've also been listening to a lot on constant rotation here. So many really cool albums of late. It's just finding the time to listen to everything is always a challenge. But man, it's so many albums are just worth your time. That's just how it boils down to. It's just trying finding the time to fit it all in. That's always a challenge. So yeah, that's probably like pretty much everything of what I've been listening to a lot of late. Some of this is, like I said, there's newer stuff that I've picked up. Some of it is stuff that, I've reviewed and I'm continuing to listen to a lot. And, there's never a shortage. So let us know what some of the stuff you've been checking out down in the comments below. Speak, man, speak. And we'll see you next time here for another episode of The Listening Room. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options. They're all down there. Thanks in advance for all your support, folks. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.